Mga kababayan, magandang araw. Welcome to another episode of Truth Bombs and Political Satire. Alam nyo ba, habang scroll kayo sa X or TikTok, baka may isang balitang bumubulabog sa buong Pilipinas at maging mga sa OFW, no, communities abroad. Si Rodrigo Digong Duterte nasa The Hague na, facing charges of crimes against humanity sa International Criminal Court or ICC. Pero wait lang ha, hindi lang yan. Ang kanyang anak, si Sebastian Baste Duterte, ay sobrang apektado na. Ano ang nangyayari? Is this a political witch hunt for a long overdue reckoning? At bakit parang pelikula itong drama sa Davao? Today, we're diving deep into this saga. A couple of minutes of facts, satire, and analysis na magpapabilib sa'yo whether you're in Manila, Dubai, or New York. Kaya grab your coffee, your pancit canton, or your fish and chips at simulan natin ito. Pero bago yan i-hit nyo na yung like button, i-subscribe at i-ring ang notification bell para updated kayo sa mga susunod nating exposés. Let's make this video go viral, mga kaibigan. Okay, so what's the deal with Digong in The Hague? Bakit siya nasa kulungan? At paano naapektuhan si Baste? We'll break it down into 4 juicy sections. The Hague drama. No? Ano ang kaso laban kay Digong at bakit ito malaking issue sa international stage? Paano naapektuhan si Baste? Ito yung pangalawa bilang acting mayor ng Davao at ano ang pressure sa kanya? Pangatlo, is the Duterte dynasty crumbling or is this a comeback in the making? How does this affect OFWs and the Philippines' image abroad? So bago tayo mag-dive, let's set the stage with a quick story. Imagine this, si Digong, dating Punisher ng Davao, ngayon ay nasa kulungan, no? 11,000 kilometers away from home. Samantalang si Baste, na dating chill sa mayor, ngayon ay stress out, carrying the weight of a political dynasty. Sounds like a teleserye, right? Pero totoo ito. Kaya stay tuned at let's unpack this together. Pero first, comment down below. Do you think Digong deserves to be in The Hague or is this a political setup? Let's get the discussion going. Let's start with the facts. Noong March 11, 2025, si former President Rodrigo Duterte ay inaresto ng Interpol sa Pilipinas based on an ICC warrant for crimes against humanity. Ano ito? It's tied to his war on drugs from 2016 to 2022 na umano'y nagdulot ng libo-libong extrajudicial killings. Ayon sa ICC, thousands died, including innocents with little to no due process. Ngayon, si Digong, nasa kulungan, facing trial. Pero here's the twist. Kahit nasa kulungan, nanalo siya as Davao City Mayor last May 2025 with a landslide 662,630 votes. Kaya naman ang tanong, can he govern from a jail cell? So let's be fair. On one hand, ang mga critics of Duterte like human rights groups, sabi nila, this is justice. WR numero poll noong April 2025 showed 62% of Filipinos want Digong to face trial to uncover the truth about the drug war deaths. They argue na his policies led to a culture of impunity with police and vigilantes allegedly acting as death squads. Sa kabilang banda naman, ang supporters ni Digong, like his daughter Kitty and son Baste, sabi nila, this is a political witch hunt. Sabi nila, the ICC has no jurisdiction since the Philippines withdrew from the Rome Statute in 2019. Plus, ang popularity ni Digong, untouchable. Rallies for his 80th birthday last March 28, 2025 filled Davao and even The Hague, with green-shirted supporters. Now, let's add some spice. Imagine si Digong sa ICC courtroom with his classic Bisaya humor. Kung guilty ako, bakit ang dami pa ring adik sa kalsada? Pero seryoso the idea of a former president on trial is a global spectacle. It's like watching a Netflix series, except it's real and the stakes are higher. Kaya naman mga kababayan, let's keep this video trending, hit that share button, and tag your friends in the US, Canada, and UAE. Kung may OFW kaibigan ka sa Dubai, isend to sa kanila para updated sila sa Philippine politics. Okay, so before we move to Baste, here's a cliffhanger. Paano nga ba mag-oath si Digong as mayor kung nasa The Hague siya? Will he do it via Zoom? Abangan! Okay, si Sebastian Baste Duterte, ang dating mayor ng Davao, ngayon ay vice mayor at acting mayor dahil sa detention si Digong, no? Pero mayor pa rin siya kasi June 30 pa naman mag-a-assume ng office si Mayor Digong. Pero let's be real ha, hindi madali ang posisyon niya. Baste is under pressure to uphold the Duterte dynasty's legacy while dealing with the emotional weight of his father's trial. Isang post sa X, may nag-joke, Baste from chill mayor to carrying the entire Duterte clan on his shoulders. Pero totoo, Baste visibly affected. Sa campaign trail noong May 2025, he was out there rallying for his dad. Pero you can see the stress in his eyes. Let me tell you a story ha, noong 2016, Baste ay kilala as the laid-back Duterte, riding his motorcycle, avoiding the spotlight. Fast forward to 2025, he's thrust into the center of a political storm. Imagine, you're Baste, 37 years old, parang tanda na, no? And suddenly, you're acting mayor of Davao while your dad is in a Dutch prison. Pressure, parang bench press ng 200 kilos. Plus, his sister Kitty and brother Paulo are fighting legal battles to free Digong, while Baste holds the fort in Davao. It's a family drama that rivals any ABS-CBN teleserye. So how is Baste affected? Emotionally, it's clear he's struggling. Sa isang interview, sinabi ni Kitty na the family is rallying for Digong's release. Pero si Baste, he is quiet, focused on governance. Politically, he is in a tight spot. If he pushes too hard for his dad, baka sabihin ng critics, dynasty over democracy. Pero if he distances himself, baka sabihin ng supporters, traitor. Plus the DILG is watching closely, ready to step in if Baste can handle the mayor's duties. Para magaanan ha, let's imagine Baste sa City Hall, answering calls from The Hague. Pa, ano ang budget natin for potholes? Digong, Baste, focus ka muna sa drug war legacy ko. Pero seryoso ha, Baste situation is no joke. Kaya naman mga kababayan, let's show some love. Drop a super thanks if you're watching from Saudi, Japan, or Australia. Your support keeps us going. And comment below, ano ang advice nyo kay Baste? Lead Davao or fight for Digong? Let's hear it. Next up, is the Duterte dynasty crumbling? Or are they planning a grand comeback? Stay tuned. The Duterte have ruled Davao for over 20 years. Digong, Paulo, Baste, and now even Digong's grandson, Rigo, are in politics. Pero with Digong in The Hague, is this the end of dynasty? Critics say yes, pointing to the ICC case and the fractured Marcos-Duterte alliance. Pero supporters they see this as a rallying cry. Digong's landslide win proves he's still Tatay Digong to many. Okay, so let's get cheeky ha. The Dutertes are like the Avengers of the Philippine politics. Each one has a role. No? Digong's the Iron Man, Bastes the reluctant Captain America, and Sarah's the Black Widow, ready for 2028. Pero here's the plot twist ha. The ICC is their Thanos. The question is, can they snap their fingers and escape this? Or will the dynasty fall like Game of Thrones House Lannister? On one side, the Duterte's grip on Davao shows their enduring popularity. Paulo won as congressman, and Rigo's ready to step up as a vice mayor. But the ICC case is a wild card. If Digong is convicted, it could tarnish the family's image, especially abroad. OFWs in the US and Europe are watching closely. Will this hurt their trust in Philippine leadership? On the flip side, the Duterte's defiance of the ICC resonates with their base, who see it as a foreign attack on sovereignty. So what's next for the Dutertes? Will they rise or fall? Comment your predictions below. And to my kababayans in Hong Kong, Italy, and South Korea, share this video sa inyong communities. Let's get this to 1 million views. Kung gusto nyong suportahan ang channel, hit that super thanks button. Every peso or dollar or cents helps us bring more content like this. Before we wrap up, let's talk about the global impact. How does this affect you, our OFW viewers? Okay, sa The Hague trial isn't just a Philippine story. It's global. Digong's case is a test for the ICC. Can it hold a former Asian leader accountable? For OFWs, this matters. In countries like the UAE, Saudi, and the UK, where Filipinos are respected workers, the trial shapes how the world sees us. Some OFWs in Europe even joined rallies outside The Hague to support Digong. Pero others, like those in Canada and Australia, worry it paints the Philippines as a lawless nation. Let's talk policy. The ICC case highlights the need for domestic reforms. Human rights groups want stronger rule of law institutions to prevent another drug war. Pero, Duterte supporters argue for sovereignty, saying the ICC shouldn't meddle. This debate affects foreign policy. Will the Philippines rejoin the ICC under Marcos? And for the OFWs, this could impact international relations, like labor agreements with countries like Germany and Japan. Okay, picture this an OFW in Dubai watching this trial on Al Jazeera, thinking, kaya ko ba to ipaliwanag sa boss ko? Pero seryoso, the trial is a wake-up call. It reminds us that our leaders' actions echo worldwide. So to my kababayan sa abroad, keep engaging, share this video sa inyong mga kaibigan sa Norway, Sweden, or New Zealand. Let's spark a global conversation. So, ano ang natutunan natin? Si Digong's in The Hague, facing a historic trial. Si Bastes carrying the Duterte legacy under pressure. The dynasty at a crossroads rather, and the world's watching. This isn't just about Davao. It's about the identity as Filipinos. Whether you're in Manila or Melbourne, the question is, will justice prevail or will politics win? And let's make this video blow up. Like, subscribe at share sa inyong mga kaibigan sa US, Canada, UAE at iba pang bansa. Comment below, Team Digong or Team ICC. And if you're feeling generous, please send us a super thanks to keep this channel alive. Sa mga OFW dyan, salamat sa inyong suporta. Kayo ang tunay na bayani. This is #WalkWithLan, bringing you to the truth with a side of humor. Stay woke, stay engaged, and let's keep fighting for a better Philippines. Hanggang sa susunod, mga kaibigan, salamat and God bless you all.